to my channel for another video. If you're new here, please consider subscribing and click that notification bell so you won't miss out on another of my videos. If you're an old friend of ours, welcome back, and I hope you all are doing well. I am back again with little Courtney London. I try not to do back-to-back videos with my new babies, but sometimes I just can't help it. And today I wanted to talk about taking your reborn out in public and just posing the question to you guys, how often do you get to take your reborn dolls out in public? And since I will be taking little Courtney here to work with me tomorrow, I wanted to chat about that. So I have a little outfit picked out for her. Hopefully I like the way it looks on her because I'm not sure about it. But I'm going to put it on her and we're going to chat for a little bit. So I'm going to start off with why I never really take my reborn dolls out, or on the rare occasions that I do, what's the special circumstances. So I can say that I've only really taken my reborn dolls out if I am meeting up with other reborn doll collectors and I know they're bringing dolls from their collection, or when the time permits, whenever I get the opportunity to go to a reborn doll show. That would definitely be a time where I would want to bring a reborn doll out in public. But now that I think about it, other than occasionally bringing a doll to work, I don't really take my reborn dolls out of the nursery at all. I will take them to work on occasions, and since I don't live at home anymore, I like to go and visit my mom when I get a new doll and show to her. But other than that, I definitely don't go out on any solo leisurely strolls with my dolls. Now, I remember when I first started in this hobby and I was like 19 or so, 18 or 19 years old, and I took my very first reborn doll out with me to a local fellowship center, like a thrift store, mainly because I didn't know what size clothes she wore. I didn't know anything about baby sizes at the time, so it just made sense to me for me to bring the doll with me to find clothes for her. And at the time, I remember she was a Berenguer sleeping eye doll, very light skin complexion and very platinum blonde hair. She looked very similar to a baby with albinism. Sorry if I'm pronouncing that incorrectly, but I think you guys know what I mean. So the reactions that I got first were just of complete intrigue. They just loved her. They thought she was so sweet, and I'll never forget, I named her Eliza Hart. So little Eliza definitely drew some attention to us in the thrift store. But there was this one ignorant woman, and I'll never forget it, and I'm pretty sure this is why it ruined my experience of taking dolls out. But she just came up to me. She's like, "Why is your baby so white? She doesn't look anything like you. Like, why is she so white?" And I was like, oh my God, what the heck is wrong with this lady? Like, at the time, she didn't even realize that it was a doll. She just came up to me thinking this was my real live baby and just started spouting off at the mouth, saying all kinds of ignorant stuff. And I was just, I was just so flabbergasted, and technically I was offended because it's like, okay, if this was my real live baby, what in the heck would possess you to go up to a mother and say such awful things to her like that? Like, what is wrong with you? Well, once she found out that it was a doll, she started asking all kinds of inappropriate personal questions like, what's wrong with you? You can't have any kids? Is that why you collect dolls? I was like 18, 19 years old. Having real babies was not on my mind. But even so, like, that is just such a rude thing to say to anybody. And this woman was definitely old enough to know better. She was at least in her mid-40s. And it was just awful, you guys. I was just mortified. My mom was pissed because when she goes with me at any point, she'll be with me while I have a doll. She is very defensive and protective of me and my dolls. Like, if you hurt my feelings, you hurt her feelings. But she was pissed at that point. And I left, and after that, I never wanted to bring a doll with me anywhere because I just don't want to deal with people's ignorance. It doesn't even have anything to do with being shy or embarrassed about the dolls. I'll talk to people all day long about my dolls, but when you come with the disrespect, I'm just not here for it. And most of the time, I just like to be left in peace to shop alone, not bothering nobody, minding my business. And as you know, it's very hard to mind your own business these days when you're not bothering nobody else. People like to come in your area, you know, and take advantage of your space, being nosy. So I just don't take my dolls out when I'm by myself. It's just a mess. But I do have the pleasure of occasionally bringing a baby to work with me. I've had them used in little product photo shoots, just as like for mock-up packaging and stuff, and they've been really useful to the company I work for, so they don't mind me bringing them in. And in general, we all kind of love babies there, so they don't mind it. They find the dolls so amazing, which they are, because they just look so real, and I get a kick out of them holding my dolls, because they'll walk around the office holding my dolls and patting their little butts like they're real babies, and they're like, oh my god, what am I doing? It's just such a natural kind of reaction to hold a baby like that. And because they're weighted and they feel so realistic and look so realistic, you kind of can't help it. So, Courtney has been seen online by my coworkers. I have a few of them as friends on my Facebook page, and they saw my little welcome home announcement for Courtney, and they loved her. So they wanted to see her in person. Now that I am back working in the office, I did go on a little self-quarantine in the last couple weeks because I thought might have been exposed at one point, but so far so good. I feel fine, even though we know the details of COVID right now, but I am now working back at the office, and I promised them that I would bring Courtney in to visit. So that's what we're getting dressed up for. I probably won't film any reactions. Might snap a few things for Instagram stories, but I'm not really too big on getting reactions because a lot of people don't like to be on camera and stuff, so that's fine. But I'll definitely be reporting back on Instagram on how everybody admired Courtney. Hopefully I could get a picture of one of my coworkers holding her. I love doing that. And I'm just going to put this little headband on her. It seems like bigger headbands work better on her head because the tighter they are, the easier they slip off her silky, soft hair. So I'm starting to think if I get headbands that are slightly too big for her, it's easier for them to stay on her head because they're just kind of hovering over her hair. So we're gonna go with that and hope it makes it to work in the morning without getting messed up. But yeah, that's the question I wanted to ask you guys. How often y'all get to take your reborn dolls out? And I know now actually would be a good time for me to take my reborn dolls out because social distancing is a thing, especially if I'm out like at a park or just walking around the neighborhood. So people aren't really supposed to be all up in your face anyways. It would be a good time to stroll around the neighborhood with her. If I had a stroller or a bike with a basket or something, it'd be nice. Just to get out with her. So, I don't know. We shall see. But I think she actually looks pretty sweet in this outfit. I know I said in my last videos I really prefer her in soft baby items that are probably mostly sleepwear. But this is her first like dressed up dressy outfit. This is newborn size and it's pretty baggy on her. But it'll work just fine. And it'll look good in pictures and stuff. And I have her little feet out. I don't think I'll be putting any shoes on her. She looks so funny with shoes. Just because her feet are so tiny. Maybe I'll put some little socks on her or something. But yes, I would love to enjoy taking my dolls out more. But I don't know, y'all. I just don't know. I just don't want to. I just don't want to be bothered with people and their foolishness. So I'm curious to know how y'all deal with that. Like, what kind of places do you go? Where do you take your dolls where you could just enjoy them and be out and not be bothered? Maybe I'm just too introverted. I don't know. But it is what it is. I do enjoy taking them to work and seeing everybody coo and caw over them, and co-workers like to take them to different departments and be like, oh, look at my baby, and they always get tricked. It's so funny. But yep, that's little Courtney's outfit, and that is it for this video, you guys. Leave comments below. Let me know any experiences you've had with taking your dolls out in public. I will say it has been extremely fun taking my dolls out in public when I meet up with other reborn moms. On one occasion, I have met some YouTube subscribers in Carter's while I was shopping for a baby, and it was so fun to see them and let them hold the babies in person. It just lit up their faces. They were young adults and I guess preteen age, so they were pretty young, but they were just so happy to see me and the babies in person, and that really warmed my heart. It's really cool. It's always a surprise to meet someone who watches my channel in person, and it's just a cool experience. But when I've met up with reborn doll moms, it's always been a good time. So hopefully by the end of this year, I'll be able to visit some more reborn moms. I'm really hoping, but of course, we want everybody to stay safe and healthy. So that's it for this video, you guys.